Today, the newest class warfare weapon from the White House, making it illegal to not raise taxes on the rich.
We are not in favor of extending the higher Bush tax cuts.
That's right, and now it's in legislation. Taxes must go up on a single class of workers or Congress will be breaking the law. John Layfield is back to tell the president, stop it. We're all in this together. And the state of bailouts. Forget the banks. States from coast to coast looking to Uncle Sam for a big-ticket lifeline to close budget holes.
I think we should increase the infrastructure spending in this country fairly dramatically.
Will lawmakers cave and leave you holding the tab for another financial rescue? Plus, judging the economy. When the federal judge cut out the teeth in Arizona's illegal immigration law, did she also toss out America's economic recovery?
They absolutely, the federal government got relief from the courts to do their job.
But Arizona's economy was booming because of the new immigration law. Did the courts make it tougher to bring our economy back by making it easier on illegals? Your money, your life, your show to stay ahead of the game. Cashin starts right now.
Forget about the battle over illegal immigration. Did you hear about the battle brewing over the law making it illegal to cut taxes on rich Americans? It's true, and someone here says this class warfare tactic from the White House is a direct attack on what makes America great. Hi, everybody, I'm Cheryl Casoni, and welcome to Cashin' In. Our Cashin' crew this week: Wayne Rogers, Jonathan Hoenig, Tracy Burns, John Layfield's back, along with radio talk show host Mark Levine. Welcome to all of you today. Well, John, let me ask you this. Is the president playing class warfare with tax cut policy?
There's no doubt about it. This president, I guess he spent a lot of his formative youth being locked in lockers by successful people, because apparently since he's been out, he has declared war on success. Look, successful people is what built this country and seduced to such a great country. And you listen to the populist rhetoric coming out of this administration. If you are successful as a business or as a person, you will be fined. You can call it taxes, you can call it whatever you want. Obama wants to level the playing field, but not like we want, to make the poor richer. He wants to make the rich poor. It is just a redistribution of wealth is all it is.
Mark, let me read you a quote from Michael Goodwin over at the New York Daily News. He wrote this: the Obama administration is on war footing. Make that a class war footing. This is from March of this year.
That's ridiculous. Look, the current tax code already practices class warfare. It was put in place by the Republicans. If you make $100,000 a year, you may pay 40% in your total income taxes and federal and state and Social Security and all of that. If you make $100 million a year, you pay 16%. Right now, we currently have a massive transfer of wealth from the middle-class, hardworking American citizens to only 2% of Americans who got the majority of the Bush tax cuts. It's time to make every American pay their fair share, and that includes the rich.
Well, but hold on, Tracy. Why that? We're talking about a law here that basically exempts everyone from pay-as-you-go rules except for the rich. Is that not class warfare?
It's all class warfare. 16%? What tax code are you looking at? The top rates are going to hit 40%. Throw in state taxes. Throw in the fact that many of the deductions are going away as well. The rich are carrying the brunt. And you know what? The rich aren't really even rich these days. $200,000 a year is not rich in certain parts of this country. No, no, Mark. He's coming down on the people. He's coming down on the people that came over from the other side of the world to come to this great country to build companies, build businesses. The reason America is great is because we are a land of opportunity that allows us to grow and keep the money we make.
Should Warren Buffett pay the same tax rate as his secretary?
Mark respond. Mark respond.
I just want to know if Warren Buffett should pay the same tax rate as his secretary. It's unfair. She makes far less than he does, and she pays much higher taxes. We need to get rid of the carried interest and make sure that people who make hundreds of millions of dollars pay the fair rate of tax.
But what we're talking about, Jonathan, is this is going back to the tax code, but also to the Obama administration's policy. We're talking about health care. We're talking about them going after CEOs because, of course, they're all bad and evil.
Cheryl,
it's picking, Jonathan, on certain classes of people.
It's their whole economic philosophy, Cheryl, which, to JBL's point, is redistribution of wealth. I mean, go back and read the president's speeches from when he was a senator. He favors a progressive tax code. He always talks about the rich paying their fair share, whatever that is. He opposes any tax cut to people who don't need it. And I tell you, when people talk about the president as a socialist, this is what they're referring to, that notion that the nation's wealth is his wealth. to determine who gets it, who gets incentivized, who gets a stimulus. That's that mindset, and that's what's so anti-American.
And you know what, Wayne? You know, the issue of who is the wealthy, of course, is a different debate. But let me read you something that from Representative Paul Ryan told our colleague Sean Hannity. He said, look, it demoralizes the successful small businesses that are out there. It hurts those people who want to become successful small business people. It hurts that tax bracket in particular.
Well, I think that's true, but the whole tax code has to be revisited. I mean, you just can't say blanketly, you know, that the rich are not paying their fair share. As we know, the rich people pay most of the taxes in this country. The federal government has supported 70% of the revenue comes from rich people. So you can't say that they are not paying their fair share. A. B. A much fairer tax would be some sort of a consumption tax, and that takes care of everybody. You don't have to worry about whether or not somebody is being played off one against the other. Thirdly, yes, the administration has always been this way, but it's not the administration so much as it's the Congress of the United States who doesn't have any idea about this.
Maybe, Mark, it's just politics as usual at the end of the day. It's tax the rich and give to the poor, redistribution of wealth in this country. Maybe that's just the state that we're in right now as a nation.
I'll tell you something, it would really help the economy. You look at the Bush years where they've been taking all this money from all of us, 98% of Americans, and giving it all to 2%, all this transfer of wealth from the middle class to the rich, and what happened?
I'm not
we lost
sure,
hundreds
Mark,
of
I don't even
thousands
know
of
what you're
jobs.
talking about.
In the Bill Clinton era,
and
the rich got richer, the middle class got richer, and the poor got richer too. And all Obama wants to do is go back to the same tax rates of the Clinton years.
Mark, you're very, very simplistic view of life that all Democrats are good and all Republicans are evil. It may make you feel very comfortable, but it is just flat wrong, and that's what's wrong with politics, because you got to be a spit bucket carrier for your party if you're going to have a talk show or be a politician for these guys. $1.47 trillion is the deficit that President Obama ran up this year.
No. Bush ran up the deficit,
and if we keep Bush,
why do you want to raise $700 billion more?
2010.
Stop it.
And the president's belief, of course, is that the rich, whoever he wants to define who they are, owe the poor. It's their responsibility. Ironic to me, you know, a gentleman who talks so much about minority rights, well, when you target the rich, that minority, well, that's okay. You know, the smallest minority is in the individual. Unless it stands up for them,
you know
who
what,
is he standing up for?
Mark, you got to get out of the box, Mark. If someone owns a really nice house, do you know what they do? They employ people. They buy furniture. They do things to that house. They supply jobs to this country, Mark. What part of that? Oh, I'm wrong. You're right. I'm absolutely wrong.
The economy runs by demand.
Rich people come in to mow the lawn, right, Mark? That's what happens.
Tracy, if you give a ton of money to rich people, they don't spend it. Businesses are sitting on wads of cash.
What if they earn it?
They're not spending
it. Because your administration is making them so crazy they don't know what to do with their money.
All right, I know, guys. But again, Mark, I wanted that was my point to Wayne, though, is that small businesses, that is class warfare against small business in this country. All right, guys, coming up, despite year-long protests to stop government handouts, more states now pleading for even more taxpayer money. Is it time to say no? Plus, a judge saying no to key parts of Arizona's illegal immigration law. But did she just say yes to letting more illegals pour into this country to take jobs from struggling Americans?